Couple things that I'd like to say to both the Anderson community and the county of Madison and central Indiana. The Shahnavaz family exhibit such extraordinary strength over this period of time in ways that I've not seen before. I am most grateful to them for their willingness to step up and step out. And during my conversations with Matt, Noah's father, it's very clear that if there's not this level of accountability in our society with outreach, the possibility of what could come, we're going to continue to perpetuate this model of violence that's permeated our entire society. So a very public thank you during extraordinary grief to the Shahnavaz family. Secondly, to the folks that I'm so lucky to represent that are standing in the back of this room, I couldn't be more proud of you. These are the steps that have to be taken to bring us back to some level of civilization, because this level of violence that we're all seeing is just not okay. So a very public thank you to all those within the ISP and other agencies that have participated in this under the direction of Jeff Herron and Keith O'Donnell. I am most grateful. And to Rodney, there was never a doubt in my mind where he would land on this particular matter if he could. And he's always been one to do things that he should, not that he can. And I'm very grateful to Aaron and to Rodney and to the rest of the staff here for willing to take this leap, because that was a great question, and we can't predict what might happen in the future, but I know this guy's going to do the right thing.
Superintendent Carter, there's been 2 attacks on police officers in Indiana in the past month. What's your thoughts?
I don't understand where we've lost the value of human life. I don't understand where that's happened. And we can talk about all the different issues associated with the way in which we exist today, whether it be socioeconomically, whether it be violence in a particular neighborhood. It could be about the lack of hope, the lack of jobs, lack of resources, whatever that might be. But I think everyone understands the only thing that lasts forever is dying. And we've lost that ability to rationalize that. And we are certainly praying for the best for Brianna, or Sierra, I'm sorry, in Richmond. We're going to have to continue to respond to this and not let it ever be okay to us. Just another day. It can't be another day. It just can't be another day. We've got real problems, and it's this kind of a response, these kinds of families, this kind of a community that will maybe send a message, because this is all about accountability. And until these individuals are held accountable, we're going to continue to see this, and we're never going to be able to stop it. But there better be at least a fear of accountability when you commit these kinds of crimes. And if they're not, then welcome to our world.
Superintendent Carter, the legislature didn't pass legislation that you don't need a gun permit anymore. Do you think that's going to escalate crime in our state and maybe attacks on law enforcement officers?
Well, the attacks on law enforcement officers, we've experienced 2 of them in 2 weeks, and that's what we signed on to do. So that is something I can't get my arms around. I just cannot get my arms around with people like Sierra and Noah. I just cannot get my arms around that. In regards to the guns, my position is pretty clear, and my position remains that this was not going to cause law enforcement officers to be killed, but it was going to add a level of danger to us. And anybody that disputes that is just simply being disingenuous. So we don't know. The future is going to be able to the future will tell us. But we have limitations now with what we can do with individuals that have pistols.